Hello, everyone, and welcome to part two. I wouldn't think I need to be making a part two, but as any YouTuber will say, the best video, you gotta milk it till it's dead. And in this situation, milking it might lead to the truth. As we know, with my previous video, the Mike Vrabel, Diana Rossini situation is a relationship for 6 years, rumors and allegations of a child together. Apparently, if you look at all the videos, it's very obvious of them together. Counseling. Mike Vrabel's went to counseling on the third day of the draft. Instead of going to the third day of the draft, he went and got counseling. Diana Rossini resigned from her job, which I said in the previous video. A little bit hypocritical, since I'm putting the most of the onus on Mike Vrabel. Not only for knowing the fact that he'll have more job security, but also for the fact that, I mean, it's pretty obvious his job security. He has a job security unlike most NFL coaches, and it's because he was a good coach only. But I want to talk about the more in-depth second layer, possibly going to multiple layers, that may involve the Patriots, NFL, and the Philadelphia Eagles. It is my theory, and I think the NFL, Philadelphia Eagles, and the New England Patriots, whether cooperating or the NFL has an investigation into the depth of this essentially propaganda to focus on A.J. Brown being traded to the New England Patriots, in which it would help not only Mike Vrabel's career, because it would increase his chance of winning the Super Bowl, but also the Patriots overall, and overall getting better as a team and increasing the value of the Patriots if they win a Super Bowl and whether they win championships as long as they don't, falter off. But also the impact of the Philadelphia Eagles. Unless they make the great moves, it's really hard to replace a great player like A.J. Brown. And with this propaganda, again, possibly starting with if the Patriots, through Mike Vrabel, through Diana Rossini, in which she was kind of pushing not only dysfunction with the Philadelphia Eagles, but also pushing for A.J. Brown to go to the Philadelphia Eagles, for A.J. Brown to go to the New England Patriots. I think the NFL should investigate this and don't do what Robert Manfred did with the Astros. Please investigate her phone, investigate his phone, investigate the Patriots, and see what comes up. Because this is not only to change the lives of the spouses who are negatively affected by this, and definitely to change Danny Rossini's life, it should affect Mike Vrabel's life. But this also changes the players of both sides, of the Philadelphia Eagles and the New England Patriots. Because again, what does another Super Bowl mean for Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles? That changes players' impact in the game and how they're remembered. And you want as much talent as possible. And the fact that a reporter could be influenced by a head coach, whether intentionally or not, and also that happens in New England with their history. In New England, people, if you have a problem with me including your history in this, then don't have that history. Then don't have that history. And also don't have the coach who was a player and I believe a coach under the head coach, Bill Belichick, who did all those things. And I won't include anything about another person who could be involved in this, because I'm trying to be as fair as possible. And with that, I was like, I am a Philadelphia Eagles fan. But I would humbly ask anyone who's watching this video, whether you're a Patriots fan, Eagles fan, even if you're a hit rival of either of these teams, How would you feel if the NFL was not taking seriously the fact that the head football coach and a maybe even the organization of one organization influenced insider trading, insider trading or tampering? That's what I'm alleging against the Patriots and Mike Vrabel and the head of the New England Patriots organization to get a player that would not only increase the chances of your team going to the Super Bowl, but also could the negatively affect the Philadelphia Eagles' chances of the Super Bowl. And for anyone who says like comments on the other players involved in this that, answer me this: why is AJ Brown so valued that New England's willing to allegedly do this? And tell me, give me 10 wide receivers. Give me as many wide receivers. Name me a lot of wide receivers, and name me the average wide receiver who could be as good as AJ Brown has been and potentially will be. Do I think AJ Brown is involved in this? No. Do I think? Well, I'm alleging with this video that Mike Vrabel, New England Patriots, and their high executives, and Diana Rossini have orchestrated this. I wish the NFL would take it very seriously, as well, more seriously than what they've done in the past, to be honest, because they've dropped the ball on a lot of things. And don't pull what Robert Manfred did with the Astros and their cheating scandal. Like, that to me was just, frankly, the easy way out. That was the easy way out. That is honestly a fact. This should be investigated. And I will make a third one where will contact the NFL office. I will be contacting the New England Patriots office. And that's really it. I'm not gonna. Those are the two main organizations that are involved with this. I would say ESPN as well, in terms of the fact that they're not talking about the layers of this that can affect it. And do I think that could there possibly just be as is this? Well, one, there's going to be layers with this situation with Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel, even if it doesn't involve where I'm going with it. However, we don't know what that extra layer is. And what happens if it turns out to be this? What happens if it was in tampering to the most extreme of this, of that, of using the media to force a player that you like out of one market and into another, from one team to another? And since it's only really one team, I would say other teams, but if AJ Brown wants to go to one team and will sign a contract to their team, it kind of diminishes the value of the Eagles' return. So if he only wants to go to New England, and New England gives like a fair deal instead of like the high end, that means the Eagles are not getting proper value for AJ. The Patriots are getting a steal because they only going, and no other teams are going to get involved because if he only wants to go to one place, they're not going to pay as much or pay a lot. So it does affect it affects everything. To be honest. Now, what do I think the punishment should be? That would be interesting. And this is my opinion. And this is what I think is applicable to this situation. And this is where I'll end it. And hopefully watch the next one where you get quotes from it. I'll see how far I can get with the NFL and with the Patriots. Probably not far, because I'm not an official news organization. But I'm hoping one at least turns up, or some better investigative reporter actually does turn up something of this is the next layer. Whether I'm right or wrong, just want the truth to come out. And I want this investigated so that way it doesn't happen. Now to the punishment. Diana Orsini is nothing to do with Diana Orsini. She's already suffered enough. She may get a divorce. She already lost her job. ESPN, I think, fired her as well. She was at the Bleacher Report, or the Atlantic. Sorry, she was fired from her job, or she had to resign, which really meant organization. She had to resign from her job. She doesn't have a job anymore. That's a simple fact. So nothing more with her, unless there was a proof of an intentional doing. Then I think she needs to have a public apology. If it was anything intentional, which is not up to me, it should be up to the investigative office of both the NFL, the journalism board. I guess I don't really know. It has to be someone obvious, but I'm not the I'm not. Well, I'm gonna judge, but I'm not the jury or the. How can I say this? I'm just telling my opinion. I think if it was anything intentional turns out, and it says in text, or any implication of intent to do this thing in a negative way that helps her lover, which is weird to say, the head coach Mike Vrabel for the New England Patriots and help the Patriots, then I think a public apology must be done on ESPN out there, and she should be able to answer as many questions as people want to ask, including myself, and maybe even myself. And by that I mean I don't think she would come on here because I'm completely calling her out. But someone 60 minutes grilling her, if anything was intentional, if anything can be proven intentional, or seem intentional, because like obviously it's hard to prove intent over text or something. But if it like says like if there's no the law of what's it the law of the society, or socially it's like yeah you kind of intended for that, then yeah public apology. Next, Mike Vrabel fined and a suspension that I think should be close to at least half the games of the New England Patriots, and a public apology. The Patriots, again, this is only if they're included. Patriots, now this is where I think it's going to ratchet up, and it only applies because of the history of the New England Patriots. If they had completely overturned from everywhere, then it'd be different. But since there are some elements of their cheating history there, that's why I think you gotta nip this in the bud. At least the foster the first round pick. And here's how I think the NFL should do it. The NFL should say either you're going to lose this first round pick. It can either be included in the trade discussion. Some like basically it's going to Philadelphia. At least a first round pick, one first round pick is automatically going to Philadelphia. Then the discussions will continue about the value of AJ Brown. So as in the cost of the first round pick plus whatever is discussed with AJ Brown. So let's say automatic loss of first round pick plus another first round pick, third round pick, sixth round pick, and 2 sevens. So potentially a couple of picks and maybe a player, whatever the Eagles want to do. I trust Howie with it, but at least the loss of a first round pick. And I would say immediately. I think, or okay, the way they do it is the loss of the first round pick, but and then if the Eagles take this coming years, then I don't know. I don't know. I thought it would help, but at least at least automatically, Philadelphia gets automatic first round pick, and then whatever's discussed with AJ Brown. The reason for that is it will hamper the Patriots in the future, and I think it will cause major discouragement from anyone trying to do this again. to be fair to the Patriots, the NFL, and that, all I want right now is an investigation. All I want right now is an investigation. An investigation. Now, an announcement investigation. And look, I think the NFL would care about this because this is like tampering, insider trading kind of stuff. And this is where I'll end it. Just a quick investigation. Not a quick investigation. Someone who has experience with this, a law firm or search firm, whatever, or the NFL's own office. And then at least some substantiated time, not like 24 hours. Just like, I guess, proof, like the files or something, like a big collection of files that shows, and it has to be public, because no one should trust the NFL nor anything else unless you can see the proof. I'll probably be, yeah. Like for this situation, I can only comment on this situation. You need to be able to see as much as you can to clear up anything and put this fire out. And again, there's a lot of things people don't want their lives interrupted, personal lives out there in the open. You signed up for this when you decide to make that dumb decision of not only cheating your spouses, but also making it look like you were pushing for one thing to happen that could be considered illegal. That's all I have to say. Good luck, or hope I see an investigation, and maybe I'll have to do it myself. Next video with the Patriots and the NFL. We'll see how far I can get. Have a great night.